You ever watch fake news CNN? You ever watch where they go? How about the CNN anchor? How about the CNN anchor? You know, did a little shave job in the head, which is fine. And he's standing in front of a building saying things are very peaceful here. And the building is, it looks like the biggest fire I've ever seen. The whole town is burning. It's like the biggest fire, and he said, things are very good here, Anderson. I think it's good. I think it's good. These are wonderful people, Anderson.
Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here. I just wanted to start with a little bit from our president down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A massive rally, and of course fake news CNN is all bent out of shape about it because no one is wearing masks or social distancing. But they don't care two iotas about those facts as it relates to Antifa and Black Lives Matter burning down cities and taking over 6 city blocks in Seattle. Friends, just a quick update here. Fascist corporations are colluding to silence Americans. I have an absolute outrage to share with you guys here regarding Gab, the social media platform that doesn't censor conservatives. As I tweeted on June 17th, after years of organic accelerating growth on Twitter, SGT Report began losing followers several weeks ago, which oddly coincided with YouTube demonetizing SGT Report after 10 years, citing harmful content. Coincidence? Collusion, I wrote, asking Twitter support to address the situation because tortious interference is a crime. Now back to the idea of collusion. Get this, both of George Webb's YouTube channels were terminated without warning or cause on Friday, June 19th, the same day I received this email from Gab. Now, for those who don't know, Gab is to Facebook and Twitter what BitChute is to YouTube, an alternative platform which does not blatantly censor conservative viewpoints. As I read this email Gab sent out on Friday, just consider the massive scale of the criminal collusion that's going on here. Gab News email, June 19th, 5:54 p.m. Gab has been blacklisted by Visa for quote-unquote promoting hate speech. Gab does no such thing, they write. This is like saying Google promotes hate speech because you can search for racial slurs on their search engine and get results. Gab is a neutral technology platform. We follow the law, have an excellent relationship with law enforcement, and have a clear set of community guidelines that detail what is allowed on our website and what is not. The bottom line is that Gab is not controlled and cannot be controlled by the oligarch elite who are now working to overthrow our countries and infect them with communism. Guys, a side note from me, what a wonderfully written and courageous sentence to send out to their email list, because it's absolutely true. Gab writes, "It's no coincidence that Katie Hopkins was banned from Twitter today." That would be Friday. Hedge and the Federalist had their comment sections censored by Google, and VDare is getting banned by their domain registrar. All of this is coordinated. It's targeted. Now Gab asks, where is the president? Where is Congress? More on that in a second, guys. Tweeting and monitoring the situation, that's where. No one is coming to save us, and no one is coming to save you. It's on all of us to save ourselves. And Gab continues, so we have lost credit card processing yet again after a year and a half of working to get it restored. We have been under attack at the payment processing level all month long. In early June, we were abruptly banned by 2 separate underwriting banks without cause. Quote-unquote risk-related reasons is the excuse. These banks have no problem processing payments for pornography websites which are loaded with child exploitation, human trafficking, and more. They have no problem processing payments for cannabis, which is still illegal at the federal level. They have no problems processing payments for gambling websites. Gab sells t-shirts, hats, and a software subscription service. I guess that's high risk to these people. They say, we will not go gently into the good night. We will rage against the dying of the light. And to the credit of whoever wrote this email over at Gab, they end with Ephesians 6:12, which you know we cite constantly at SGT Report. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, friends, just to circle back on what is being done, President Trump is trying to do more than just monitor the situation. Of course, he signed an executive order recently threatening to rein in big social media censorship. And fortunately, there is some action being taken by Senator Josh Hawley and the Department of Justice. Both are threatening to roll back legal protections the big social media giants enjoy under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. And Senator Hawley's bill, if passed and made law, that's a big if, would allow those of us who have been damaged to sue, and it would require big social media platforms like YouTube to pay a $5,000 fine, plus actual damages if higher, which for many of us that have been damaged by these people would be far higher, plus attorney's fees if they violate their promise to have a level playing field. So it's a big deal. It's an important deal. The problem is, with a Democrat-controlled Congress, it seems to me very unlikely that Senator Hawley's bill, which is a common sense piece of legislation, which should pass unanimously, but because the criminal Democrats love an unfair playing field, I have a hard time believing that this bill will become law anytime soon. But again, friends, the bottom line is, many of us on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course via Google are being shadow banned and censored in droves. This is truly criminal collusion, and I hope many of you will consider sending an email to President Trump and include the link to this video if you do, because fascist corporations are colluding to silence Americans. Friends, I have much more to come, so stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, if you want to use a browser that won't spy on you and is faster than Google's Criminal Chrome, use the Brave browser. It also has a built-in ad blocker. Download it, install it, and use it. You're going to love it. I will leave a link to the Brave browser below. And stay tuned, I have much more to come, including a very gripping interview coming Sunday night. And for real news 24/7, visit us directly at sgtreport.com, the antidote to corporate propaganda. God bless. Bye-bye.
Anybody supporting this kind of lawlessness, you have to wonder what kind of country they want America to be. This is a communist agenda going on in America. And how many wars did we fight in America to stop the spread of communism? We have gone so far off track.